Hello everyone, it is Joe here from Omnipoke, the channel that brings you guys everything Pokemon. If you're looking for PTCGO codes, including the stuff from Chilling Reign, make sure you go ahead and check out the Poketown store. You can get a 5% discount on your order using that code Omnipoke. For today's video, we are playing Lucario Melmetal. The archetype hasn't really changed much in Chilling Reign, but it is still just a very strong archetype. Positionally, it's done a little bit better in this format, and the results are starting to show that LucMetal is easily in our top 5 strongest decks right now in the game. Fire has really been scared off by a number of things, some hand-locking Shadow Riders, and of course Ice Rider has really been more popular than initially expected. That archetype is definitely flourishing in the format and is probably in and around the top 10 quite easily as well, and that does clear a bit of a pathway for Zamazenta's Dauntless Shield to be ever annoying and ever tanky into many matchups, forcing archetypes into strange attacking options that hopefully you can get through with the Assault Tackle from Zamazenta, or clean up regular V threats with the Zacian and make a prize trade difficult for the opponent. That is pretty much what the archetype is all about. Sit behind full metal wall. It can get rid of your opponent's early attachments whilst also forcing the opponent to hit through 30, well, we reduce 30 damage for the remainder of the game on all of our Pokemon. So this really makes the Zamazenta and the Zacian pretty tanky when you combine it with additional reduction from Metal Goggles or Cape of Toughness, which gives us an additional 50 hit points. The Capes are in here specifically for ADP Zacian matchups, because the combination of the LucMetal-GX attack and the Goggles isn't quite enough, but with the Cape of Toughness we do stay out of range from Zacian's 260 damage. The Cape will keep us nice and safe with our Zacians and Zamas. So that's what we're trying to do here. Out-resource the opponents in some regards by just grinding through their attackers slowly while we heal some of ours and force them to hit ridiculous numbers. And yeah, that's the long and short of it. This is a no hammer build. Hammers can sometimes be in the list. At the moment, I'm preferring to have a thicker Tag Call engine. The reason why you're seeing the Tag Call is not only for the help of the healing from Mallow Lana, which is like a staple. Guzma Hala becomes a bit more important in this format, I feel, because you do want to have Chaotic Swell open quite a lot, because you don't want to get ruined by Path to the Peak. It not only is the easy way around Dauntless Shield, but also stops Intrepid Sword, which you actually do hit the button quite a lot with this deck in the opening stages to get yourself some extra hand advantage. And even in the later stages, if you're, between Brave Blades or something like that, you can go into a Doll, Intrepid Sword back up for future turns. So yeah, we do take the slow, progressive approach, and we want to have our abilities online to make the most out of those passes. So yeah, Guzma Hala in here to try and piece together the Swell. That also means we can piece together a couple of these special energies. There isn't much fire around in the game, but the Coating Metal is still a nice metal energy that's searchable for us via the Guzma Hala. And Capture is something that can go on the LucMetal or the Zamazenta pretty easily with their colorless attack costs. So 1 is rarely going to punish you. It's only really bad if it has to be onto a Zacian. But it means you get donked that little bit less as well, because we're playing a low Pokemon count here. You're playing 4 quick, 2 tag, the 1 Guzma Hala to get the Capture. So a good number of outs to sit behind, even in the opening stages, with the 4 quick, the 1 Capture. So yeah, should be pretty safe there. Not much else to say about the list. Let's jump into some games, because these can be long ones. Strap yourselves in, because LucMetal can take a while. That's pretty much the archetype in a nutshell. It sets its own pace in most situations. And yeah, the matchup spread is looking very good for LucMetal over the first few weeks of this format. It seems to be just in a solid spot. Really hasn't changed much. I actually looked at my list from 6 months ago, the last list I did on the channel, and today's list is only like 3 or 4 cards different. So LucMetal is like barely changed, but its strategy is still just like super strong. So yeah. It's weird looking back. So, 6 months ago, pretty much every deck has changed a lot in 6 months, apart from this one. There is some contention whether you do want to go first or second with this deck. I still feel like you're safe enough to go first in the meta. There aren't a huge amount of decks that will like one-hit KO you. I think there is a small fear factor around a Gengar Mimikyu GX attacking into you turn 1, as we're up against a Malamar by the looks of things. So Malamar not potentially the easiest matchup, because their damage cap can go over the top, just like a Blacephalon could, but hopefully, we're playing a good amount of Marnies here. We have a lot of hit points for them to churn through. We have natural resistance on the LucMetal itself, so hopefully we can stop them getting too absurd with their damage here. Alright. And this just really sets up a nice turn 2 for us, especially if we hit energy off Intrepid. That early attachment is going to be good for us in this situation. Going first. But yeah, going second does open you up to all your supporters, so you're in a bit of a safer position. We will definitely switch into our dolls straight away. Definitely want to swell. Zama is probably better than Zacian as an attacker overall, but if I hit energy off the sword, it means I can attack turn 2. So let's just go for this. They're basically never hand disrupting me, but I'll try and make Zacian that little tankier with the goggles, and we'll get the research in. They probably won't be hitting the doll this turn. They're an evolution deck, so we have a couple turns of safety, most likely, which is good, so I can build up my chaps. And, yeah. Malamar is typically a deck that plays between 7 and 8 energy, and they play like a couple rods, so there is the outside chance that we out-resource them here. Very low chance, though. Should be more of a prize race situation, and we're hoping that just the meat on our 2 prizes are going to be awkward enough here. Especially if we spend a turn GXing. Feels like if they do overcommit to 1 KO, then possibly we could like GX into them, make things difficult. We'll see here. They're going to level ball out in K. I also definitely don't want to research the Saucer next turn. I'll probably just be attaching Capture to Zamazenta and swording again. So they play Stealthy Hoods. Okay. Let's see what else is going on here. They're going to Incense proactively. No, they're going to fail the search to draw cards. Yeah, Karina's Focus for 2. They get Remoraid. So typically they're trying to get Remoraid and Oricorio GX down so that they can reload their hand quite easily. So prioritizing our bosses is going to be important as well to try and stop the Dance of Tribute. That's going to be the thing that keeps us out of range a good amount of times. One would imagine. But the Cinccino's also obviously chip in. No attachment, so they may not be able to take a knockout next turn either, because typically they're just a 1 attachment per turn deck, and the majority of their switching comes from the tower. So that could be really good for us. We'll definitely cape up. I think I'm just going to spread the energies. These will be the Pokemon that we choose throughout the remainder of the game. Let's have a look what's going on here. We have all 4 boss. Have 1 Mallow Lana. Our other doll is here. That's important to note as well, because they often don't play a huge amount of Gust. So we're just going to sword up again, and wow, we hit 3 energies. We will certainly take that. Means we can be attacking next turn, no doubt. If I could preserve the doll in the process, that would be even better. And it should mean that we keep up in attachments quite well this game. It's a huge hit. The good thing about less fire in the game is that we get to play a higher basic energy count than previous builds of LucMetal, where previously it was like a 4-9 split, something like that. Now we get to play 12 basic metals. I mean, you're not meant to hit 3 metals off of Intrepid Sword, but still. We only really needed 1, right? But getting the 2 is a good bonus. So they're going to make a Minccino, and they're going to Karina's Focus for 4 more cards. They are going to grab a Minccino and begin to make do, one would imagine. They throw away an energy. So they could be using Energy Assist here to take a KO. Yeah, that's smart. Means they can get energy on an Inkay in the back. So we don't get to preserve the doll, but we can live with this. We'll make a Mally. They may not even want to put it down. It's one of those things where putting it down protects around Marnie, but it's worse against boss, sort of thing. I guess they don't mind a boss, because they'd rather keep Chinchino alive. Alright, and they will deal with the doll quite handily there. And it's all going to the Mally. Let's go Zacian. And I'm just going to be making sure I have attackers lined up, basically. Pretty easy turn here. You may think I'm like overvaluing the Saucer quite significantly, but I think keeping up in attachments is going to be integral here. Because if I give them the time to accumulate hand resources, we just won't win. So we absolutely have to try and race this guy. They have to hit 250 this turn, which is 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. They need 7. 7 is not a huge number for them to need, especially with the Oricorio being found now. And they already have the backup Inkay. So yeah, the Octillery as well will obviously help them out. They have the setup quite nicely here. Next turn we're attaching, response KOing, sorcering to LucMetal, and then just yeeting with research. Need to work towards Marnie's. Okay, they're gonna Rod. Just a... oh no, it's gonna be Cincino and Psychic. Let's see if they have any supporter to play before the dance or the artillery. They're going to bounce. Interesting that they're getting rid of a Rapid Strike card from their hand. Maybe it's a research. Okay. Second Rod going. Could be some sort of opening for us. Ultimately, though, their board state is very scary. They're going up to 10 cards now, and then they have the Rapid Strike Search afterwards, so you'd almost always assume that they take a KO here. We grab a Malamar. If they evolve, that's bad news for us because we know we're already dead. If they shuffle it back in, it's slightly better, but still not great. So yeah, they only need 7 of their 13 card hand. 11 card hand. Alright, everything must go. That's a swing. Oh, he doesn't KO us. Miscount? Or misplay? Who knows? We'll see. Alright, the quick ball is going to be nice. So now that we've got a heavily damaged chap, I think it's good to get a second LucMetal down. I think I'll be applying basically every Saucer to my LucMetals now. The Inkays only have 50 hit points, right? So if I can weave in a boss Steel Fist turn, it will probably work out well for me. So that's those set up. Let's yeet the research. We may have to retreat. We may have to... Oh, we do find Switch, which is nice. I could GX in the face of him now, knowing that it's difficult for him to take a KO, and it just gets rid of an extra energy, and it buys me more time/attachments. The only thing about me wanting to get the LucMetal into the active, I want to do it when I can boss Steel Fist, I think, to make it an actual threat. So I think taking the KO with Zama is still probably preferable. Man, I really need to find these bosses, though. I need to protect the Zacian so I can boss this Lucario at some point. That is going to be important. So they're working with a 5-card hand. They have Cincino for 2 more cards, Octillery for a guaranteed Rapid Strike card, and Lucario for 3 additionals. They have Research and potential other supporters to play. They do need to develop an Inkay onto the board, though. We'll see. Their board state is still pretty stellar. Getting to 280 is not an easy task, though. And because they shoved so many of their Rapid Strike cards in the bin last turn, it's hard for them to make a boss play as well. It would be like off the Lucario exactly. Probably, because they might need to Octillery for the Inkay just to put into play to chain their attacks. We'll see. We'll see. I've only just realised that my lighting's not on properly, but we'll just keep going now. Can't bother to just turn on the lights midway through. We're here now. It's bright enough, I guess. I could stop a bit of shadow. That's a bit better. It's still daytime. Okay, they're going to Erica for a few cards. Erica's a nice supporter in this deck. It helps grow that hand after you've just thrown a bunch back into the deck. So they're at 11 in hand. They're going up to 12. Pretty spicy. There's the energy drop. There's the Rapid Strike search, probably for Inkay if they don't already have one in hand. Because you need to replace your next Mally. Definitely taking their time with it. Karina's focused, so they could just be doing it for damage. Let's have a look. Certainly taking their time. Evo Incense coming in. Could be, again, more damage that they accumulate. Yep. Level Ball could be the Inkay that they need. There we go. Seven? That's still short of a KO. Oh no, it's exact KO, but they didn't replace the Inkay. So that's an opening for us for sure. I'll definitely go Zzzacian now. I'm not afraid of his hand size at all because he didn't put an Inkay down, right? What's the best attack he can do next turn? It's like 40. So we should just hit him, right? We should just Brave Blade through him. Make sure that we hit an attachment here is more important. Which we do. It's very nice. We can tank up. I'll grab these out of the deck because I know that he plays basically no hand disruption. There's no way he plays Marnie. What's his Brave Blade? So next turn we can Mallow Lana KO what's in front of us now that I've drawn the Saucer. Or I could pay retreat Boss and Steel Fist if he only puts down one Inkay. He probably needs to put down double Inkay here. There's a Fog. We know they shuffled one back into the deck. So we know they have at least one. It's whether they have only one. If they only present one to us, I think we can't lose. They actually go for a Psychic Energy. So there's their attachment. They can hit us for the 40. Well, they hit us for 10, right? Because of the goggles. There's the Inkay. They still have lots of draws to go for. There we go, there's the dance. You would have thought that if they had two Inkays, they would have danced first, then used Oricorio. Because that gives them the highest chance of drawing both. So we'll see where they're going with this. Possibly one Inkay's prized, and now that Double Rod's gone, that's our opening to win the game. They're actually going to boss us. This is actually a very smart play, because it means I can't boss him back unless I draw Switch. Okay. Alright, that's all of our Pokemon gone. Don't want to draw into any of these ever again. So I can't hand disrupt him. I'm just thinking I'm very much thinking about the deck out strategy at this point. At the same time, like we could boss or Octillery and start making him pay impact energies. How many energies down are we? We're only 3 energies down because he's been energy assisting. Okay. If I tempo Mallow Lana and just heavy impact for the KO, then I've got heavily damaged Zacian. This is tricky, and I don't like any of the outcomes. So I'm gonna try and slow the game down a little bit here. This is basically the forte of LucMetal. When you're not really happy, the go-to should be slow the game down, I think. So let's try and slow this game down a little bit. Buy ourselves some time. If he attaches, I can full Metal Wall into this Octillery as well. So we'll see. 1 tower down. Obviously our Swell blocks tower right now. If I can get rid of impact energies, it gives us a pretty... Like, it gives him less Rapid Strike cards to draw into as well. So that would be a nice bonus. Like, if he attaches a Impact Energy to his Octillery, I can Sinlin back Boss, attach GX. Okay. Actually, I can't do that because I don't remove the energy that way. So I might have to Mallow Lana GX for full value. Mallow Lana GX for full value gives me a draw towards boss. With 12 cards remaining in deck. And 3 boss to draw. How relevant is 10 damage on this multiplier? We're at 250, reducing 60 as of this turn, so 310. So this gives us a 1 in 4 to draw boss, which would be incredible. And if not, we can Marnie KO and remove another impact energy from him. If he doesn't attach to Octillery, we can just do the Sinlin play. Okay, he's going to boss up this again. Is he going to attach again? I wonder. There's the impact energy. He kind of has to, right? Two bosses played is quite good for us, because I can't imagine he plays too many more. So trying to make him go through 2 LucMetals is better than this damaged Zacian. We draw an unusable card. So the question now is... I think I meant to Marnie. I have 1 remaining boss. Sorry, 1 remaining switch. I'm always attaching. So either Sinlin back boss or Mallow Lana, or I just Marnie this large hand down and hit him with the Steel Fist. There's all of our bosses, which we were unfortunately not able to draw into. I'll still Steel Fist here, I think. Compared to the sword. How good is the sword here? I don't think it's relevant. We already have everything we want in hand. Bosses. So let's take the energy out. We're basically playing as though his last Ink is prized. I think it's pretty obvious from the last few turns that it is prized. So he's gonna, even if he comes in, retreats, and somehow manufactures a KO here with a bunch of Cincinnos and maybe a supporter here or there. Even if he does manufacture a big KO here, which is 280, no, how much does he have to get through? We even have resistance here. So we're currently reducing 80, and we have 250. So I'm pretty sure we're safe. And he can't bring the Malamar into the active until he can actually get value and take the KO, because he needs his last Inkay. So I think we should still be clear to boss him next turn. his max is 280 right now, and he has to pay a card to retreat. 280 reduced by 80, so it's actually 200 he can be hitting. So I think we've just ground him out, basically. Yeah, he just passes. That's where all the bosses were. That should wrap up game, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, prized Inkay, double rod went early. It is what it is. But yeah, you have to know when to put the brakes on as well. You have to see where the game is going, and sometimes take some hedges here and there. The second LucMetal coming into play may have just been a mistake from me. I thought I had time to get them both rolling, and I eventually did get them both rolling. It's just that we never had the turn to boss KO and Inkay, because he just didn't have enough Inkays. So, I don't know how wrong the theory was to put them both down. Anyways, we got there. I'll continue to want to go first with the deck. Still questionable. Let me know any die-hard LucMetals, whether you prefer going first or second. We have a Zamazenta, we have an attachment and a Gogs. Not a bad start for us. The Googles. We see a Sobble. You definitely want to goggle up against Sobbles, because you stop Inteleon pinging you down. Sobble is in a lot of decks. This could be anything from Urshifu, Ice Rider, Decidueye, Altaria, who knows. Could still be another Malamar. Okay, so it's looking like it's Inteleon. Sorry, Urshifu. And they are going to keep calling out the lads. That's one way to get... Oh, it's Blaze? Oh, no. Where is my one of... Completely lost my train of thought. My one of Coating. Let's have a look. It's in here. Okay. You'll love to see it. I'll still go LucMetal pretty early here, I think. I have good search for it with the additional Tag Call. I think I'll just take the sword option, actually. I'll still commit attachment here, I think. Even though I can get theoretical value, I don't want to just fall behind on attachments. I guess if I'm sorting, I should still actually Marnie this. Now we can get source of value. Let's get our chaps down. I'm going to put it onto LucMetal. Draw some cards. Capture's not a bad draw. It can be our second Zamazenta. We have boss in hand to start aggroing down some stuff if we want to start getting initial hits onto this Blaziken. We'll see. Blaze Teleon. You got to think he's playing either Urshi or Zeraora in the back, though, right? Probably not Urshi. That's probably too many spaces. Maybe just Zeraora. That's his backup. He's playing Hooper, which is like a tech for Shadow Rider. So maybe it is Intel. I can't even say the words today. Urshifu. Alright, they're going to Marnie us straight back. He'll draw energy, which is nice. He has guaranteed Rapid Strike energy if he wants it. He'd kick us for 100. And he is, okay. For 70, I forgot we had Gogs, okay. So I could just GX in the face of this. It gives him a second Rapid Strike energy just to attach to things in the back. The 130 is more relevant damage-wise. And I'm not scared of him doing 70 again next turn. I think I should still Assault Kick this. Let's just try and cycle this hand. Swell is not a bad pickup, neither is Doll. These are all good to see. Let's put some pressure on. Obviously, if he does VMAX and can get those energies back, he can't hit the Zamazenta. You'd have to combine it with a boss. The regular Inteleons have 150 hit points and can attack Zamazenta, but it is for very pitiful damage, especially once I've got the goggles on to stop the pings. The LucMetal can have us, in combination with the tool, reducing 60 of the 70, so you're kind of hitting your head against a wall at that point. They are going to Drizzle, though. That's an incense. Could just be trying to grow his army in general and just Drizzle again here. Nope, he's going to go straight for the VMAX. So maybe he has the boss. Nope, going to Karina's. Let's see if he has any other threatening V Pokemon. Just another Blaziken. Okay. So it is just Blaziken Drizzles. Drizzly Chicken. There's the energy. He could be playing... No, he's not playing Path of the Peak. Well, at least not on us this turn. But he can put some energy back on. He probably has to go Sobble and Blaziken because he can't put it over here. Oh, he's just choosing to do one. Okay. So the benefits of caping this is that we get out of boss range, which I think is kind of good. Let's go ahead and Sinlin. I would get rid of the Swell because I'm not afraid of Tower, but do you think he plays Path? Like, there's actually no indication that he doesn't play Path yet. I don't know how valuable Marnie is. I guess it's hand refresh for us. We'll continue to plug away. So caping rather than goggling the Zacian, maybe a little bit sketch, but it keeps us out of the boss range this turn. He actually is going to go Drizzle here. Let's see what he's got planned. Be a Cheryl, okay. This is fine, I mean, we don't mind slow rolling. That's pretty much our whole plan. Oh, they play basic fires, yikes. That fire spin. The game just got a little bit more interesting. That is for sure. Right. How are we beating Fire Spin? I can't just walk into it. That sounds like a really bad plan. Can't really GX in the face of it either. So I guess we're going Doll here. I definitely want to threaten it with Boss for next turn. So I think we're just going to go Marnie Intrepid here. Coating's a good draw for us. Not sure if I want to play the Saucer. It plays well against Marnie though. Okay, and we'll Sword and hope to find Boss. No Boss. Okay. Hopefully they don't have Boss Fire. Or Boss in general, because they can get a Rapid Strike energy out. Yep, there's their 4th energy. Any boss is scary here. Okay, he's gonna chop down Zacian. He's going to pick up his intel for an extra ping here as well. Where are our bosses? Don't feel very comfortable here, to be honest. Man, okay. I'm just debating where I commit the Coating Metal Energy, or if I just sacrifice this 3 prize here. I think I'm committing it to a Zama. That E-switch is very good for me. Like, extremely good for me. The Marnie, not so much, because we've lost our Coating Metal again, but... Is this because he has no way to retreat this guy with a Swell in play and all 4 Rapids gone? Probably. He probably needs Fire Energy just to retreat. If he plays Nets and Towers, okay, he's going to clutch us for 60. Well, I would like to boss him. 50 really doesn't do much anywhere, though. So I guess I'm Marnieing and looking for switch card. I still have attachment, which is good. I want the coating metal to be the Zamazenta attack, so I'll just load them both ready to go. Start hitting this chap. Honestly, boss stalling this over and over again could be our win condition, because it's the only thing he can't reattach to, right? Depends how many fires he plays. How many fire do you reckon he plays? Like 4? It's hard when I'm not really familiar with a deck like this. I haven't really seen it before. They're gonna net. Another intel, another ping. Slightly surprised he's not tried to ping down the doll yet. I don't know. Maybe only one boss gone, maybe he feels comfortable. See, Rapid Strike Search doesn't want any cards. Is he just stuck? It's gonna boss to continue to get some damage in with Clutch. Okay. I think I want some cards. I can't retreat, right? Yeah, true. If I can't retreat, I should hit him. Oh, should I, though? How many boss down are we? We're 2 boss down. Really starting to think I need cards here. Three, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. We'll take the cards. We'll see if one draw changes much for him. He chose the boss last turn rather than draw supporter. We'll see if that changes now that he's got this active. He can Drizzle for a supporter. We're kind of at stalemate situation at the moment. Just thinning cards for a Karina. There's a fire to the active. So you can max blaze for the KO. The good news, the fires are here and not on these chaps, right? That's the only good news. The bad news is I am losing to boss now and only 2 have been played. We're going to reduce the hand size. Coating makes us much safer now. Man, is it retreat KO with Zama or with Zacian? It probably isn't because I don't have any switch cards. No, we should still just do this. Okay. He's still plugging away at this boy. We'll see. He may have got a second intel from prizes he could search out. He did. Okay, that's scary. Does put us on somewhat of a clock, but... we have Mallow Lana still. Just something we have to be very aware of. We actually do have one more goggles in the prizes, which if we can access in time, we can protect the Zama. They're going to Marnie us. Can grab a Drizzile. They're just going to clutch. Okay. So we can't go nowhere. Let's just swing. Could have played Switch Mallow Lana there and like removed every resource from my hand, but I think we should take the risk for this one turn, grow the hand size, and hope now that we can be safe. So he can high jump kick for the KO with the ping damage if he has boss in hand here. Let's see. Yeah, he's got us. Damn. It's one of those things where I could play around it exactly that turn and have no hand cards to play against any other play he made. You know? It's rough. I mean, it's one of those things. When you only play one coating, it's kind of close. And also, we had a prized goggles, which just let him ping us down quite aggressively. Again, it could just be me overbenching. I am quite proactive at trying to deck thin this deck, because you have such unconventional draw. Basically just support a draw and end your turn draw. So maybe me being too proactive is punishing me here at benching stuff. Definitely want to swell against the Moltres, right? So he can't get Viridian access. Yeah. Seems good. If it's ADP Baburbs, we can try and boss up ADP and GX if he attaches to it. Uh-oh. It's some Mewtwo shenanigan. Uh-oh. Benry's at it again. Has the instant answer. Thinks it's worthwhile. Yeah, it's brilliant. Okay. Just gonna crowbar up some cards. Gonna throw away Zapdos. Gonna grab that Dark. Could just be researching. No, Aurora also gets one in the bin quite nicely. He's gonna spread his energies out. Alright, let's have a look, see what's going on here. We don't have our Guzma Hala, which is annoying, because that's kind of what I wanted to go for here. So I think we're just going for these. I might want some extra discards, so let's go for these. Let's search out our boy Zacian. Let's go do some energy stuff. So how much do we like? 51, 50 into 150 basically does nothing. GXing early isn't great. Marning the hand doesn't seem... None of the supporter options seem great. I'm just thinking whether sorting is more value than GXing. I think sorting is more value at the moment. Okay. I feel like there's going to be more high priority GXs coming in. It's not like we're getting out of range of any KOs here or anything, so... Maybe a DAA change. A couple of bosses, which is nice. He's playing a dark Mewtwo box, by the looks of things. Which is pretty spicy. Okay, so he's playing the Switch just to... he's still got the option to do either acceleration. It is going to go to the active though. Going to balloon up as well, knowing that I'm probably just going to GX into this. Does get punished if I KO. He's going to stamp us down proactively. He's just going to swing. Okay. All right. Feel like getting energies out of the deck makes sense here. We're just going to GX every time. He can come in with this Moltres and take the KO, but then we can just Zzzacian respond. And then he's pretty much completely out of energy. So that doesn't sound like a great plan for him. Needs to start getting his Mewtwo involved somehow, because Incineroar is going to be a big way that he can get a big KO on us. Because there's no way that I one-shot a Mewtwo. He's going to Marnie. Maybe some E-switch shenanigans come in this turn. Maybe that's his best move. He can make some sort of plume play. It would be pretty strong. See. Just going to Viridian away a Moltres for a Dark. He looks like he might just be going for the prizes here. Yeah. Prizes are prizes. Tempo good. Alright, I actually think Swell is our least good card here. It's a shame we are basically supporterless, but there we are. I don't think there's any easy way he can just bop us. But I don't know half the tricks in his deck, so we'll see. So he's going to GX into us. He's just going to hit us for the plume. The plume math. Okay. I guess I'm just going to Mallow Lana and switch and hit. The heal of Mallow Lana actually does nothing, because he could Darkest Tornado, or he could just Horror House our hand back up and we probably just draw too many trainers, right? So I should just still Viridian. Horror House is pretty spooky when you get extra Moltres ticks. That's kind of cool. Okay, so this is scary. He can GX into this if he wants to. So it looks like with the third attachment he's going for the... Oh, he's still going Darkest Tornado. Okay. So he's saying that Moltres is just game for him, basically. This way. And 4 energies... Well, 3 energies on the Mewtwo still keeps Horror House as a win con. Okay, this is looking bad for us. We may need to buy some time. Luckily, we get Zama to be our conduit of buy me time. Of course, not taking a KO lets him either boss me for game or Horror House me, which is also scary. But there's nothing else I can do, right? We should just get out of here. Let's make sure. How much is he doing? 190 minus the 60 is enough. Yeah. Okay. We don't want the energy. So, hide and hope, with the potential to just lose on the spot if we draw too many trainers. Oh no, he's actually GX now. So we're just scared of boss. He has played 3 boss already. That Marnie was very good for us. We just somehow work towards a Mallow Lana play. Well played. Had his 4th boss. I mean, to be fair, we had... we got pretty lucky off our own Marnie there. So yeah, that was LucMetal. We actually played some weird decks. we didn't play most of the meta, to be honest. We beat a Mally because they prize an Inkay. We lost to a Blaziken. In a weird fashion, actually. They actually never used their regular Blaziken. I think I overbenched in that game. In the Blaziken game, and just let the Inteleon do too much work to me. It was also kind of because we couldn't access a Goggles. And then yeah, we lost to Mewtwo Dark Box, which I'm sure Henry will be streaming at some point, and we'll learn more about it when he tops a tournament with it. So yeah, maybe you have better luck against the more popular decks in the format. Thanks for watching though, guys, and I'll see you next time for another video. Cheers.